See, you growing up and you already don't give a fuck no more. You got to care about your kids, man. You don't care about what your kids wearing. That's on you. You got to go in the house and your kids say, "You, Dad, I'm not wearing those, man."
The Lilis.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just not wearing.
That's how you make it uptown. It's the Lilis.
Yeah, the Lilis. Listen, and listen, and shout out to Nike. So I got I've been talking to Nike lately. Big shout out to Nike. Shout out to Adidas. Y'all can see the day I got on.
Moving along, so Steph Curry inked a new 10-year, $400 million deal with Chinese sportswear company Li Ning. This landmark agreement follows his departure from Under Armour and grants him global expansion for his signature Curry brand. So Trista, what was your initial thoughts to hearing this news? And then do you think NBA stars are at the point where they can start making more from endorsements than from playing contracts?
I mean, I was disappointed when I saw the news. I mean, not disappointed that Steph got the bag, but the entire career we've been watching Steph, he's been wearing those whack-ass Under Armour shoes that nobody wants to buy. They had no motion. Even when he brought other players under him, like De'Aaron Fox, even those shoes were terrible. Like, the entire reason he left Under Armour is because the brand is whack and nobody wants to wear them. And so then we have this generational shoe run from Steph Curry. He's got the retro LeBrons on from 2007. We got like him wearing Adidas. We got him wearing every single like Kobe, like PEs, exclusives. And I was loving that. And it's like, well, Steph maybe doesn't even need a shoe deal. Maybe we can see Steph at the end and his tail end of his career just get fits off. Because let's be honest, like, I feel Steph's swag in general has been diminished as a whole based on being a Curry brand, this Under Armour athlete. Just based on the types of shoes that you can wear. Because, you know, when it comes to athletes that are endorsed, you can't wear certain shoes that are competitors of the shoe brand that you have, right? So say, for example, Dame Lillard, you're not going to see Dame Lillard in a pair of Jordans ever publicly. He'll have to wear shell toes or he'll have to wear luxury shoes. So when I thought, okay, this is it. Now maybe Steph is going to sign with Nike or he's going to be completely a free agent, which I would prefer him to be a free agent. I did not expect him to go to another obscure brand that I don't think anybody really wants to wear. And now we got to watch Steph Curry wear leanings for the rest of his career. But congratulations to Steph because he can, I don't know, do a full golf line and have some other athletes underneath him. But to me, it was a disappointment as a fan.
Yeah, I think when it comes to this type of branding that he started with Under Armour should have did everything in their power to keep him there, even though I agree with you that there's a lot of people that don't like the Under Armour. I think they made a few pairs that people kind of enjoyed as basketball players. Like they had one that Maryland was wearing, that the team Maryland University was wearing. Those was cool, the yellow, blue, and red ones. And they had probably like 2 or 3, but that's a long time to be with somebody and only got 2 or 3 good shoes, right? So they definitely need a better shoe designer. But when you got somebody the talent of Stephen Curry, you want him to finish his legacy with Under Armour. Even though the money that they offered him at Under Armour, it seemed like Li Ning just started with that from the jump. Like, we're gonna give you as much as they gave you from the jump. And he had to do this over 12 years. But like I said, there's no way around me seeing that. If you got Jordan in a brand of Nike, you don't ever let him get out of Nike. If you got Shaq and Reeboks, you don't ever let him get out of Reeboks. And if you got somebody like Stephen Curry, you never let them leave Under Armour, because Stephen Curry is Under Armour, not just the brand of wearing the shoe. When I think of all of the high school games, all of the branding that be on the high school, his camps, everything over the years, that was the reason why people wore Under Armour. I don't think if you take Stephen Curry out of Under Armour, you even have it on the AAU circuit. So it's a lot of things that's going to be changed by him not being on Under Armour. So that was a big, major loss for Under Armour.
I think what you said, Trish, is correct as far as the swag. And, you know, you're not going to to the concert, like, yo, pass me my stuffs. Let me get those. But Mace made a great point as well, as far as basketball is concerned, endorsements concerned. I'm talking about Under Armour. He put them over the top. I think it was Cam Newton was signing them as well at the same time. And I remember they put Under Armour, I think, close to $1 billion. It was some crazy shit a while ago when they both signed it. Cameron left Nike, I believe, and went to Under Armour, some shit like that. And they killed it. They had Under Armour jumping. It was jumping for a minute. But I think this is a great deal for Steph, because you think about this, right? It's kind of to your point, Trish. He knows niggas ain't going to go get the stuffs. Under Armour kind of fucked this swag up as far as outside of basketball. Like, you know, niggas be like, give me the new J's. Or you might niggas be like, give me the John Morants. Or, yo, give me them new KDs. Or whatever. You know, I'm talking about outside of basketball lifestyle. So I think he knew that. And he's like, let me go get the best money I could get. When you think about sneaker deals, right? You think about somebody like Anthony Edwards. He's getting a little bit more than $10 million a year. Same thing with John Morant, right? I'm talking about young niggas with swag that niggas may want to wear their sneakers. John Morant thinks getting $11 million a year. Only people that we know is getting buku fucking money is LeBron signs $1 billion deal. We don't know a lifetime deal that says worth $1 billion, but they don't necessarily talk about how much he's getting annually. But who knows what a lifetime deal means? Kevin Durant also did a lifetime deal with Nike saying that it's more than $300 million. But we don't know. They didn't give out specifics on it. We just know they're going to be with Nike long time. To me, this is great for Steph Curry, like I said, because he's not really big outside of basketball with his footwear. And this gives him $40 million a year, which more than the young niggas is getting right now, way after he probably won't even be playing anymore. So we're looking at a deal to go to, what, he's 48, 49 years old, which most likely he won't be playing. And he's still going to be getting $40 million a year. As good as Dwayne Wade was, basketball-wise, I bet nobody can even name the shoe he had, because he went to China and did his own shoe deal for like 200-something million. Nobody was out there talking about, yo, you got the Dwayne Wades, because y'all didn't know about it. Dwayne Wade said, yo, fuck that. Give me that chicken. I ain't got time to have impact on the culture. I need to have my motherfucking money.
They were Li Ning.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that.
They were the same brand, yeah.
Yeah, but that's my point. Some people in it for the money.
Yep.
Some people in it for the culture. Who are you?
Well, that's a good question. Now I gotta ask y'all. Say it was 100 mil less, right? Like 300 mil with like a notable brand that, you know, influences the culture and has this big impact, versus 400 mil with a foreign company. Tristan, which one are you taking? Then Mace, then Cam.
Well, what's crazy about that is that Shams Charania said that Steph had a bigger offer with a bigger brand, and he turned it down. He had more money from either Adidas or Nike, but the reason that he turned it down was because he wanted to have control over the athletes that were underneath his brand. For me, I would have taken the deal from Adidas or Nike. I love the Anthony Edwards shoes. I love what Adidas has been doing. Like, if it was Adidas, like, the fact that I now can't wear any other shoes that are Jordans or Nikes publicly for the next 10 years, I already made enough money. I like freedom. I think, to me, just being a sneaker free agent, you guys know how I feel about monogamy. I want to be able to wear whatever shoes I want to wear. And I don't want anybody telling me what shoes I cannot wear when I step out of my house.
I don't know, the 400, the 400, you have to go with the 400. I don't know what she's talking. Yeah,
You're gonna get the money from Nike for more money.
Nah, I like the idea. I like the idea of the 400. If it came from Li Ning, I'd be wearing Li Nings. I would design them better. You know what I'm saying? I think we saw that with even people like Kanye, right? You could take all of this access to make a shoe and make it a swaggy shoe. I think that comes from the people. I don't think the people that are making the shoes have the creativity, but I'm taking the 400 and I'll bring my own team in to create a shoe that'll be really nice. You know what I'm saying?
That's a tough one, man, because I'm sitting here thinking, right? I'm always gonna go with the money first. And Mace made a great point. Make the shit as fly as possible. But it's tough when you gotta go to school and nigga be like, yo, look at them with the leanings.
Yeah.
That school crowd is tough, man. See, you growing up and you already don't give a fuck no more. You gotta care about your kids, man. You don't care about what your kids wearing. That's on you. You gotta go in the house and your kids say, you, Dad, I'm not wearing those, man.
The Lilis.
Yeah, I'm just not wearing them.
That's all you make it uptown is the Lilis.
Yeah, the Lilis. Listen, and shout out to Nike. I've been talking to Nike lately. Big shout out to Nike. Shout out to Adidas. Y'all can see the day I got on.
Cam, you wearing Adidas?
I'm designing a shoe for Adidas right now.
That's fire.
Yeah, just so you know, shout out to Pharrell, and I'm doing the next fish bowls, man. So the reason I'm even bringing that up because I remember Mace's son said, "What shoes can Cam wear?" He's not going to be able to wear no shoes if he's beefing with anybody. I told Nepsi I went 360. I'm designing now, and I don't even want to talk about what's going on with Nike, but I got something, and then at the end of the summer to show y'all as well. But yeah, I just try to think about the family, man. It's gonna be rough for the family. Listen, I remember Steph Marbury got into, a media argument with LeBron James. Because LeBron James said, I don't give a fuck, I'm not wearing no $17 shoes. Because Steph Marbury had tried to do something for the community, right? So when Steph Marbury tried to do it, it was a gracious attempt on what he tried to do. He tried to make sneakers for affordable. Thank you, Mace. Affordable sneakers for people who can't afford it. So the sneakers were like $19, $23, some shit like that. And LeBron was like, I'm never gonna wear them $23 sneakers. And what Steph did to me was noble. But what Steph didn't think about was that even the niggas with no money want the sneakers with niggas that they can't afford. They'll take them from somebody. They'll cry to their parents. They'll sit there and say, yo, I need these sneakers. These parents may have to miss out on lunch, their personal lunch for their kids crying to get certain sneakers. I remember, God bless the dead, there was these jackets that was real popular in New York called hobo jackets. And they sold them in North Beach. And I couldn't afford it at the time. And your parents had to have money if you wanted one. And my man HUD, God bless the dead, wanted one real bad. Like Blood had one and HUD had one. For my niggas I used to do.
They was the only two.
Yeah, but their parents bought them. You know what I'm saying? But I remember HUD, God bless the dead, he wanted a hobo jacket so bad and his mother wouldn't buy him. This nigga took a chair. He lived on the 6th floor and threw a chair out his bedroom window through the glass. His mother said, oh, you really want that jacket? Because, I will fuck you up right now. But she went and got him the jacket. That's how bad it is for kids out there when they really want something. They'll lose their mind about it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So,
a chair out the window.
Chair out his bedroom window, Mace. Yo, I was like, I'm gonna go home from here because I don't know what your mother about to do. I'm about to take it on in. But I seen him later that weekend with the jacket. But anyway, back to what I was saying, because I'm deciding if I'm agreeing with Mace or Trista, because you could bring a designer in and design them joints, and you could be like, I don't give a fuck, I'm paid. But you don't want to be outside, niggas be like, lang, 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 with the joint. Yo, Murder, what you got? I know you ain't wearing them shits on your personal time. I see you got to do. I know you're not wearing. You don't want a nigga to come up to you with the camera and say, what are those?
No, that
For me, it's a fashionista.
Yeah.
And so it's a hard choice, man. I think I'm going to have to take, give me $225 and the good sneakers. I can live with 225. Give me 225 and the good sneakers because I can't deal with the public scrutiny. But I will say lastly in this topic, closing out, right? So James Harden had an Adidas deal, right? And his Adidas deal started in September 1st, I think September 1st. All summer, James Harden was wearing Jordans. Because people take pictures, yo, James Harden got Jordans on. I thought he signed with Adidas. Adidas gonna give this nigga $120 million, he got Jordans on. James Harden wore Jordans till August 31st. He wore them shits every day till August 31st, bro. Because he had to be monogamous. Adidas after, so he got all his cheating out the way, so to speak, until that date.
Yeah, the
And I may have
bachelor
the dates
party.
wrong, but you can Google it actually, and they'll show all the pictures of him wearing all the Jordans until the date he had to wear Adidas.
See, and Mace, you're the only one who chose the more money. You stand by that.
I'm not mad at the answer though. I'm not mad at it.
I think I'm listening to what they're saying because I'm thinking about some music people that took the wrong sneaker deal and they kind of messed their brand.
Their brand up.
Yeah, he's right. Thinking about that. Yeah, certain shoes you can't wear. Not in the school.
Yeah, you got. If you're a cool nigga, I think Steph Curry, and I don't know him personally, has accepted the Dockers tuck my shirt in and wear a belt.
Yeah, he's
like,
a different brand of guy anyway.
Exactly.
He can do that.
Right. That's what I
He's
think,
not clubbing.
Right, exactly. I think that he's accepted that. And it's cool for him. To wear another hand, you know, your Cartiers may not match those.
Yeah. If you going luxury, you don't go with that brand. It's just for Santa Barbara, Orange County kids are gonna have them on Manhattan Beach. They don't care as long as they're shooting threes.
Yeah, like
I think the
you can't wear the glasses you wear, Mason, then have those on you. It's just not gonna work out.
You're right. The leanings.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure you stay locked in because today we're breaking down a story that has the sneaker community, basketball fans, and honestly the entire sports world talking non-stop. You won't believe how quickly this situation has exploded. Steph Curry has reportedly made a huge move, and the reactions from all sides have been intense. We're looking at a fresh sneaker deal, a major turning point in the career of one of the greatest shooters the game has ever seen. And trust me, by the time this video wraps up, you might view this entire situation very differently, not just for Steph, but for the future of the sneaker business itself. So get comfortable because there's a lot to unpack here. Before we get into everyone's reactions, though, we need to understand the bigger picture because the background matters more than most people realize. Steph Curry's journey in the sneaker industry has been one of the wildest stories the NBA has ever produced. Seriously, this part cannot be overlooked. Remember, this is the same player who was passed up by Nike at a critical point in his career. The biggest sneaker company in the world looked at a future MVP, a player already changing basketball forever, and essentially decided to move in another direction. Back then, many people assumed that was the end of the conversation. The expectation was simple. Steph signs with Under Armour, releases a few solid sneakers, sells some pairs, and that's about it. But what happened next completely changed the script. Under Armour bet heavily on Curry, and Curry rewarded that belief in a massive way. His early signature sneakers sold at incredible levels. They became more than products. They became a movement. Young fans were wearing them everywhere they went. Suddenly, Under Armour was being mentioned alongside Nike and Jordan brand in conversations nobody expected them to be part of. That's how powerful Steph Curry's influence became for a company that wasn't even viewed as a basketball powerhouse at the time. Fast forward to today, and the landscape has shifted once again. And when news of this latest deal started circulating, let's just say the conversations got heated very quickly. The reactions were instant. One question immediately dominated every discussion. Why make this move now? Because when you spent years building a brand side by side with a company, walking away isn't just another business decision. It's a message. It tells everyone where you believe your career stands, where you're headed next, and how much value you place on your own legacy. And honestly, a lot of fans don't fully understand how important these sneaker deals really are. At Steph's level, it's about much more than putting your name on a shoe and cashing checks. We're talking about creative control, ownership opportunities, royalties, long-term equity, and major influence over branding decisions. Modern athletes have realized that sneaker partnerships can become some of the most valuable wealth-building tools available. LeBron James mastered that strategy with Nike. Kevin Durant built his own lane as well. And now, Steph appears to be making a carefully calculated move of his own. The crew is divided on whether this decision was genius or a mistake. So let's get into the reactions, because that's what everybody wants to hear. The first response was pure disbelief. Not the fake kind either. Real jaw-dropping shock. Even with rumors floating around for a while, very few people expected something this big to happen this soon, quickly. And once the details started surfacing, the conversation instantly turned into complete chaos, with everybody talking over each other, trying to make sense of what it all means. You already know the kind of conversation I'm talking about. The type where nobody is really debating anything because the excitement level is through the roof and everybody is racing to drop their opinion first. One side of the crew, and without question the most vocal group, absolutely loved the move. They were reacting like Steph had just buried a championship-winning shot from half court. Their argument couldn't have been simpler. Steph Curry has earned the right to make whatever decision he wants, whenever he wants, with whoever he wants. This is a player with 2 MVP trophies and 4 NBA championships to his name. He's widely recognized as the greatest shooter basketball has ever seen. And that's a conversation that's basically over at this point. There is nothing left for him to prove between the lines. So every move from this stage forward is about building and protecting what comes after basketball. If this new sneaker partnership helps accomplish that goal, then they are all in. End of discussion. No hesitation whatsoever. And honestly, when you hear it laid out that way, it's difficult to push back too hard against that perspective. But then there was the other side of the conversation, and they weren't necessarily criticizing the move. Their issue was more about the bigger implications behind it. These were genuine concerns that deserve at least some consideration, even if you ultimately disagree. Their focus centered around loyalty and what that word means in modern sports. Because if we're being honest, Under Armour took a chance on Steph before the championships, before the MVP seasons, and before he completely changed the sport. They backed him when he was still viewed as an unconventional star, rather than a global icon. And in today's world, where almost every relationship feels transactional, that kind of commitment stands out. Now, the obvious response is that Steph repaid that faith many times over. He generated value for Under Armour that likely exceeded anything they initially imagined. So it's not as though he owes them anything beyond what both sides agreed to. But from a perception standpoint, from a storytelling standpoint, that's where things become a lot more complicated. Then, one member of the crew introduced a completely different angle, and honestly, it shifted the entire room for a moment. You could almost feel everyone stop and think. Their point was that this move isn't really about sneakers at all. It's about life after basketball. It's about creating a blueprint for the next chapter. Think about the way Michael Jordan built an empire that continues generating massive revenue decades after retirement. Look at how LeBron James is constructing a similar machine while still actively playing. Steph is clearly entering a phase where he's thinking about the long-term value of his name, his image, and his influence once his playing days are over. And a deal like this, if structured correctly, can become the foundation for something that lasts far beyond the final buzzer. That's not just a hot take, that's long-term strategy. And suddenly, the conversation shifted toward which current athletes actually possess the vision to pull off something similar. Because being great on the court and building a lasting business empire are 2 entirely different skill sets. Not every superstar successfully makes that transition. We've seen countless athletes dominate their era, only to fade from the spotlight once their careers ended because they never built anything outside the game. That's not an attack on them, it's simply reality. The post-career world can be brutal, and the players who thrive are usually the ones who start treating their personal brand like a business long before retirement arrives. Now let's talk about what this could mean for the sneaker industry itself, because this is where things get really interesting. The sneaker market is evolving faster than ever. Resale culture continues to explode. Collaborations often generate more excitement than signature sneakers, and younger consumers are paying closer attention to authenticity than legacy status. So when someone like Steph Curry enters a new partnership, brands aren't just investing in an athlete, they're investing in a story, a reputation, and a connection that spans multiple generations of fans. The kids who watched Steph launch impossible threes from the logo are now adults with spending power. The parents who witnessed championship runs are introducing that same admiration to their children. That type of influence is incredibly rare, and trust me, any company involved in this deal understands exactly how valuable that is. Of course, the crew couldn't avoid talking about sneaker design because, at the end of the day, that's part of what makes these conversations fun. One of the most common criticisms surrounding Steph's signature line over the years has been that the shoes often prioritized performance over style. They consistently delivered on the court. Serious basketball players respected them. But when it came to everyday fashion appeal, many felt they lacked the same excitement as some competing brands. That's where things got really interesting. The question became whether this new partnership could finally close that gap. Could a fresh, creative direction give Steph a sneaker that dominates both on hardwood floors and in streetwear culture? Because that's the dream every signature athlete is chasing. You want a shoe trusted by elite players during games, while also becoming the sneaker people line up outside stores to buy. Very few athletes have successfully mastered both worlds, but if the right creative team, the right strategy, and the right marketing come together, Steph absolutely has the profile to make it happen. And we also have to discuss Steph's place in sneaker history, because sometimes his impact gets overlooked. Fans naturally bring up Jordan, they bring up LeBron, they bring up Kobe, and those names absolutely belong in the conversation. But what Steph accomplished deserves recognition too. He helped transform Under Armour basketball from a secondary player into a legitimate force in the industry. He accomplished that through elite performances, consistency, and a personality that resonated with fans. So whatever comes next, he's entering it from a position of strength. The market already knows what he can do for a brand. Whoever partners with him now isn't betting on possibility. They're investing in proven results. By the time the discussion finally wrapped up, there wasn't complete agreement, but there was one thing everyone seemed to acknowledge. This may be one of the most fascinating athlete business decisions we've seen in years. Not because it's necessarily the biggest contract ever signed or the flashiest announcement we've ever witnessed. It's because of the timing, the symbolism, and what it says about the modern athlete. Today's stars aren't just players, they're brands, they're entrepreneurs. They're building their own narratives and controlling their own futures. And Steph Curry, a player who has spent his entire career proving doubters wrong, appears to be doing exactly that once again. If history has taught us anything, it's that counting him out usually ends badly. And if you've made it all the way to this point and still haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that button, because we're just getting started.